What's up? All right. We are here. Location number 2. Gonna get cast out real quick. Gonna get cast out. My light where I can see what I'm doing. See where I'm casting. All right, what's up? I'll be right with you guys. I'm casting out. Maybe we'll have a little better luck here. Sorry, you can't see right now. I got the light shining over where I'm casting. Yeah, that's in the same exact spot as the other one. Wanted it about 20 feet over. Oh, well, that sucked. Yeah, give me just a minute. We'll have this, and I can. Think that'd be better. All right. Now I can go ahead and put this way. Well, it's apparently not very deep over here. All righty. How you guys doing? Hey, we got 4 people in here. CVA, Mike's Fishing Home. What's going on, buddy? 76 to go. Troy, Sunfish Assassin George. What up, Brian B? Yeah. All right, guys. I'll show you guys what I'm working with here. I mean, can't really tell. It's straight out there in the water, but right here, I don't know if you can tell. There's a bridge right there, but I've got 2 baits cast out right along the edge of it. Pretty much, there's 2 center pillar, I guess you'd kind of call it, kind of pillars. Got 2 baits cast about 20 feet apart from each other over there. Figured I'd try right around that bridge. I got one pretty well straight out. And then I got the Uncle Lou's rod out towards the east a little bit. Oh, shoot. But I am backed up. It only took me just a couple minutes to get unloaded, get the rods ready, fix up the bait, and get it out there. Will Green, where am I at now? I'm still at Blackwell. I'm just on the south end trying this spot. There's a campground over here, and there's this parking area right here. That I'm just in this little parking area. I'm backed up right next to it, or right next to this rail, and got set up. I actually got my stand leaned up right up against the guardrail here. They've got a guardrail that runs the whole length here. What's going on, Pete? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. But it's leaned up right against there, and I figured I'd put it right up on there for stability. I can't get any closer to the water because there's just a small patch of ground right there, and then a drop off. Steve Loke, what's going on, buddy? Nope, no luck. Had a few bites over at the other location, but nothing would grab on and hang on. Nothing would take the bait and stick with it. So I decided I'd make a location change. See if I get that better for you guys. Figured I'd make a location change and give it a try. Mini boat bass tournament. Yeah. I thought, what the hell? Give this spot a try. It's on the way out. It's easy. I didn't have to unload crap. Hell, I just left my rods in the rod holder. I threw it in the bed of the truck and left the bait on. I switched out some of the bait. I cut the crappie, divided it between two of the rods. And then the bluegill, I went ahead and cut him up, cut the tail, cut some slices in him. Figure we'd give that a try. But figure what the hell, give it a try over here and try my luck, see if we can catch something. Can't be any worse than the other place. Must be cold as balls. It's 54 degrees here. It made it up to 82 degrees today. Mike, I figured you'd be live. Hey, Tina, how are you? I dropped the link. Let me get the link. We're up to 11 wonderful people already. I'll drop the link if you want to come up, Troy. Like I said, I figured it can't be no worse than where I was at. Plus, I don't have the water, basically 360 degrees around me with the breeze blowing all that cold water on me, or cold air. Now, I mean, it's cold. There's not really much of a breeze, which is nice, but it's just not as chilly. Plus, I got the truck. If I get cold, I can start the truck up and warm up because I'm literally leaning on the tailgate right now. Frozen lasagna. Hey, they make some pretty good frozen lasagnas. Grandma and Grandpa would always have those. When Grandma didn't feel like cooking, they'd grab one of them out and throw it in the oven. All right, we got Troy in the basement. Add to stream.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, big man?
Not much of nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you small if you're all right with that.
I'm good with that. Trust me, I'm good with that.
But yeah, I left the rods in the rod holder and just drove down here. I left the weights and everything on. I mean, the weights kept the rods, from bouncing around. It's amazing what 4 ounces of weight to do on the end of a 7 or 7'6" rod.
Oh,
when it's in the rod holder. as far as just keeping it steady. Let's see. Mike says been trying to cut his down to Friday and Monday night, possibly a pop up of your own occasionally more if receiving enough requests. I got you, Mike. Hell, I thought you were still doing the every night, Monday through Friday deal. I'm gonna eat the rest of my Subway sandwich here.
Yeah. I thought you had that one earlier.
Oh man, I thought I did too. If I'd have waited maybe another second or so, maybe he'd have latched on. I don't know, but man, when I grabbed up on it, hell, it seemed like he had a hold of it.
Pete, it's 11:44 p.m. my time and 10:44 p.m. Dan's time.
Sure. Still early, but I still got like an hour and 10-minute drive home.
Wish I could drive that far.
Huh?
I think my next car I think I'm gonna buy me a Chad. How's it going? I think I'm gonna buy me a Aston Martin or something like that because apparently I can get parts for it easier than I can a Dodge or PT Cruiser.
What's up, Polar Bear Chad? How you doing?
No exaggeration. I spent almost 5.5 hours today on the phone and going to auto parts places, including the dealerships, to find the piece I needed for my car, and nobody can get it.
What are you looking for? What do you need?
The clutch master cylinder, and they can't even order it. The dealer couldn't even order it.
Go to Rock Auto. Check that out.
I did. I actually found it on Amazon and on eBay. So I went ahead and had my wife order it, and I gave her the money to order it. So got
awesome.
Rams Bait and Tackle coming in. Jeremy's Turnips. How's it going, everybody?
Rams Bait and Tackle. Jeremy, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm sitting here munching on the rest of my Subway sandwich here. So you'll have to excuse me for not talking as much.
Yeah, Jeremy, Dan just caught a big one, a big zero so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
He did miss a nice bite though earlier. He should have hooked into it. I'm wondering if his bait was blocking the tip or something, like if it slid down when the fish grabbed it, because he had that rod bent in half. It should have been his.
I wish I could say it was bent in half, but he had a good tug on it.
Yeah, he had a good tug on it. He had it. I got to go out and as soon as the river goes down enough to where I can get out and go fishing. Right now, I can't even get it there. Any spot within a 30-mile range of me that I can go fishing at right now.
Really?
Because, yeah, the river's up by 53 feet.
Damn.
So I can't even get to any of my spots anywhere around. And me and Van were supposed to get together. The spot that I used to go to when I very first started trophy catfishing, spot I used to go to. Van's never been there, but he'd been looking at it on Google Earth. And I told him, yeah, we've been back there 1,000 times. It's awesome. I'm waiting for him to open the bridge back up to get back over there. Mm-hmm. Well, during the catfish conference, me and my wife was talking to Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, and we found out that they're not going to open it back up to the public.
And where's that?
It's the locks and dams, McAlpine locks and dams out here by my house. Well, it's not by my house, but it's here in Louisville. And I've hooked into fish down there, 60, 70 pounds. That's the one spot I know for a fact if I can get to, I can probably land a fish every 25 to 30 minutes. I mean, they're just, it's the locks and dams. They're just piled in there. Most of them will be, 5, 10 pounders, but you'll catch some 40s, 50s, and maybe even 70, up to 70s over there all the time.
Damn.
But the problem of it is we've been waiting because all last year, well, first it started off with the pandemic. They closed it down for 2020. Then 2021, they closed it down because the bridge got damaged. Well, they said on the site that it was damaged due to a barge hitting it. And when I talked to Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, they said, no, when we had the riots last year, they trashed the bridge and they busted out all the glass at the center up there with the visitor center. And they had to
Mm.
replace it all with bulletproof glass. And since they destroyed the bridge, they're not going to let people go back over there.
Damn,
I'm
that
like,
sucks.
how's that fair? Because the people that use that area to fish in wasn't the ones rioting. You
Right.
want to take it away from us?
I mean, there might have been a couple of them. I don't know, but
There
but
might have
yeah.
been a couple, but I doubt it. Most
Mm-hmm.
of most of it's old guys, the older crew like me that go over there. The
Mm-hmm.
younger generation don't go over there that much. It's always the older guys like me.
Yeah, all
But
you old timers.
yeah, it's old timers.
Mm.
But yeah, it bites.
Mm. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was praying. Me and Van was looking forward to going over there, but I did show Van something on Google Earth, or told him about it. He looked it up on Google Earth, and when he was leaving Catfish Conference, he said he was going to stop in there and check it out. Or well,
Mm-hmm.
first he said he was going to go get tattoo work done, and the next he sends me a picture at the spot that I told him that we could go try out. He was up
Mm-hmm.
there checking it out. Unfortunately, the water was up. There's a boat ramp and everything else, and you got like shore right there by the boat ramp, and he couldn't get nowhere close to the water.
Right. Damn, Chad. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
What I miss?
He said his CP was acting up.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm
Yes,
sorry to hear that.
sorry to hear that, buddy.
Bad thing is, it's not going to get any better.
No, I'm definitely sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Tim, how you doing, man? You getting back to a little bit healthier now after you had your second hospital trip?
So you say you got a couple baits casted over by the pillars?
Yeah. Oh,
All right, cool.
I was going to rest my foot on that guardrail, and I put my foot up there, and the whole damn thing's all wobbly. This
Yeah,
post right here is broken.
man, it's doing great. Cool.
Good. Yeah, Tim. Hell, if I'd have known that Tim made it, that he stopped in Oklahoma City, I'd have been able to meet up with him. But he said he got sick and had to turn around, go back home, go back to the hospital. So I guess knowing that he was there probably wouldn't really. It probably wouldn't have been a great time to try to meet up with him anyway. But hell, he stayed at a hotel only about 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah. Eugene, how's it going?
Maybe next time. What's up, Eugene? Oh, excuse me. I'm a little bit better now that I just got a little more food in my belly. But I'd be a hell of a lot better if I could actually get some fish.
You're gonna get one tonight. I can feel it.
I hope. I mean, this is the story of my fishing life. It's skunk, skunk, skunk.
My last 4 trips, skunk.
Yeah,
It is what it is. We have them times.
right. Well, I've been out about 8 times this year so far, and only got one catfish so far. And I
I've
did that
only
on a
been
line
out
at the river.
Big Slim, how's it going?
Big
Yeah,
Slim, 91. What's up,
I've
brother?
got to
How
go,
are you?
I've got to go fishing one time this whole year, and I was down there for 6 hours and didn't get a nibble.
Mm.
Shortly after that, the water come back up because it was flooded for about almost a month, and then it
Mm.
went down. It was down for maybe a week, and I got to go one time while it was down, and then went right back up.
Yeah.
Look over Stink, how's it going?
What's up, Gene? No, it's not Jeremy. Well, no, Mike. I mean, not all skunk, but hell, those PBs that I caught were all the way back in November, at the end of November. Like I said, I've only caught one catfish so far this year. But
Hey, you got one up on me. I ain't caught none.
yeah.
I haven't even caught a bluegill.
I got to use explosives to catch them. That or damn electric shock.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to go to my little creek where I've been going to the last few years.
Yeah.
I have good luck over there. I mean, I catch probably on an average basis, I'll catch about 25 bluegill a day, and I'll catch, probably 8 or 9 bullheads. but I don't think I'm gonna mess with them because I don't need the bait anymore. So
Yeah. Well, Tim, that's awesome to hear you say that. I like to think that a lot of people in Oklahoma are real nice, down to earth, great people to be, and so it's always nice hearing people from out of state saying that about people here, because you do have the friendliness. But
217, how's it going?
217, what's going on? So, Troy, I know you really like to fish the river, but what about going to the lake around you?
The closest lake that has anything to me or has anything in it, I should say, is Taylorsville Lake.
Cumberland
No, Taylorsville.
or Taylorsville?
Yeah, and it's a 45-minute drive from here,
Oh yeah.
and I don't have a vehicle, so
Oh damn.
yeah, I've got my wife's vehicle, but I don't like
Mhm.
leaving her without a vehicle. So I
Right.
don't, if I'm gonna take off for an 8 hour, like you, when I go out and do a live or go out fishing, I go out fishing. I'm
Hmm.
going 10, 12, 14 hours, you know,
Right.
with her being disabled, I don't want to take her vehicle and leave her.
Yeah.
So
No.
I've been fighting to get my car back on the road, and yeah, like I said, I'd have better luck finding parts for an Aston Martin than I would a dang Chrysler.
Well, just take the car, leave her some money to get an Uber, and there you go.
Yeah, pretty
She
much.
be taken, she be taken care of.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I picked up some of this while I was at Catfish Conference.
what you got there? I can't. Let me hold on. Oh, what you got? Oh, dark water.
Dark
I
water premium baits.
I never heard of them until the other day.
Yeah, I got like 3 packs of them.
What is
Yeah,
it?
it's Asian carp.
Okay.
Asian carp. And that's the only thing I use anymore is carp.
How much
Only
they
thing.
charge for that?
$8 a bag, which is really not bad because if you figure, it's a bait that I can I can literally open it up, throw it in my car, come back a week, 2 weeks later, grab it out of my
Mm-hmm.
car, still smells the same as it did, when I first opened it. So
Yeah.
I don't have a refrigerator or nothing. So that makes life so much easier.
Right.
You know, on those weeks that I can't get bait, that's the only why I got
Mm.
these is for the weeks I can't get bait. You know,
Yeah.
I've already got it because I've done switched over. I don't use hardly anything at all besides carp anymore.
Right.
Uh, the last the last 4 big fish I caught were on carp.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's no sense. And the night that I went out there for John Oiler's tournament, which was the last time I had a good night,
Mm-hmm.
every bite I got that night was on carp. I had
Yeah.
skipjack out there, I had shad out there, and I had bluegill out there, and the only thing I got a bite on was carp. So
Right.
that's going to be my go-to from now on.
Well, I'm going to hope that I can catch some carp this year, because I now I haven't really had much in the way of luck with it since that day me and Brent went fishing. But every fish I caught, all 7 fish I caught that day, was all on cut carp, and it was just a frozen carp he pulled out of the freezer that morning and brought with him. But I like carp. I just I hell for the if you can catch them, you're usually going to catch a decent size, and you get quite a bit of bait out of it. Oh
Well, I
yeah,
won't
I'd
keep
really.
anything over 3 or 4 pounds. I won't. If it's over 3 or 4 pounds, I won't keep it, and that's just because there's no way I'm going to use all of it. And
Yeah.
it's a bigger fish. It's a more of a breeder size. So to keep the
Right.
population up, I'll just let it go back in. So
I felt bad because Brent gave me those. He met up with me back there in what was it, early December. He met up with me and gave me 2 carp. Well, I took one with me when I did that Walmart bait challenge, and yeah, I got home and I never took it out of the ice chest, and
yeah.
it sat there for about 2 months, and I
Ugh.
finally got ready. Yeah, I mean it was horrible. Bleach water left, pour some bleach in there, fill it up with some water, and let it sit for a while. Get that smell out of there.
Think over here said he knows where Carpo is about 25 minutes from you.
Awesome, Gene. You'll have to either take me there or tell me where it's at, because I have never caught a carp, and I know they're all over the place, but Hell, I ain't had any luck ever catching them.
Yeah, if I go to downtown Louisville here, I can catch carp all day, bigger carp. And if I
Mm,
go, there's a little creek, and this creek is probably well, you've seen the creek I fish in for my bait. It's about that wide, but I've seen carp in there, 4 foot long.
right.
There's huge carp in there, but I
You
have
say
no
four?
use for them bigger carp. I
Did you
want the
say 4 foot?
smaller. Yeah, I want the smaller carp. The bait size. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we landed a carp out of there one night, no exaggeration. He was good 10 inches around, good 10, 12 inches around. He was huge.
Man.
And that was out of a little bitty creek.
Mm,
But I mean, I got no use for those big carp. All you do is catch them and let them go.
right. Yeah, I'd like to get me a couple carp to just, be able to throw in the freezer and have them whenever.
Well, I got lucky and caught a common carp this year, brightest gold carp you ever seen in your life, out of that little creek on accident.
Right.
And I landed 7 fish on it that one night.
Oh, nice.
Between me and my buddy, we landed 7 fish on that carp.
Damn.
So yeah, that's my go-to bait now. And now that I can buy it in packages and have it for when I can't catch them, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I want to catch one good carp because I want to try one of Luke catfishing carp. I want to try one of his ways of cooking one and try carp because I've never eaten carp. And I mean, I also hear that they're real fun to catch and they're good bait. So why not?
Yeah, that's right, Eugene. Carp are fun. It's fun to fish for. Even the small ones fight like crazy. They fight like crazy, especially
Yeah.
you got like tackle. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I've
And
caught mine on accident. I have not targeted carp, but I did not target carp, but one time last year,
mhm,
and had no luck. But
right.
I caught 17, 18 carp last year, and all of them was on like Nightcrawler and stuff on accident. So
That's fun. Well, if Dink shows me this place to go to and it pans out, hell, be a good place to just hell go have some fun. If I can catch them, hell, I'll go out there and go live and just knock them out. At least I'd be catching something in a live.
yep, need bread, corn, snagging hooks, yep, and night crawlers.
Yeah.
Definitely right, Mike. That's what I catch all mine on is night crawlers. And I
Well,
went
I
down my fishing hole is where I always catch them at on accident. And I've taken carp bait down there, and I've taken corn, I've taken bread, I've taken actual carp bait, and had no luck. Throw a night crawler out there. 2 minutes later, my rod's bent over.
yeah. Well, I've tried corn. I've tried bread. 'Cause I got that lake that's what is it, 3 miles from the house, right there in the town I live in. And article I read, God, article I read from the wildlife department said they conducted a survey and said there was carp in there. So I thought, what the hell? I'd go over there and try to catch some, and I couldn't get anything.
Yep. Yeah, I wish I could find a lake around here to go fishing at. There's actually 3 that I could actually get to with the
Yeah.
vehicle I have, which is my motorcycle or whatever.
Hmm.
There's 3 I can get to right now, but they're
Hmm.
fin lakes. They're public stock lakes,
Right.
and they've been fished out so bad that the last 7 or 8 times my buddy went down to either one of them, he said he did not see nobody catch anything. Um, and if you do catch something, you only catch about a pound, pound and a half fish.
Damn.
So it's
Yeah.
really it's going.
Right. Yeah. Will. I went up there fishing at Overholser one day, and there was a guy up there fishing. He was trying for stripers or hybrid, whatever, but he had waders on up there, uh, right there off of over by the boathouse, just south of 39th Street, south of that bridge. He went off in where all the reeds and the cattails and all that stuff are growing, and he went off in there and he caught him a big old carp while he was in there, and I think he was using crankbait and ended up catching one.
Yep, that's exactly
Creole,
what I
what?
did, Steve Lock. Steve Locke, that's exactly what I do. I just use Nightcrawler instead of corn, but I use a number 4. I use a circle hook, a number 4 circle hook with a Carolina rig, and that's how I do it.
Hmm. Hey, Creole, thanks for stopping in, man. Surprised to see you out this late, but yeah, appreciate you coming in. Have you a good night and bone peaches. Try to add a little excitement to the live with some fish, but they're not cooperating.
They're camera shy.
I guess so. Might have to move the tripod out another 6 inches or so because I'm afraid if I get a bite, I'm going to end up kicking the stupid thing over. Then my phone's going to fall over into this guardrail and break the screen or something.
As long as it don't land in a puddle of water like mine did.
Yeah. Well, the only puddle it's going to land in is the damn lake if it tumbles off this ledge on the other side of the rail.
I'm actually surprised my phone still works because this is not a waterproof phone. And by the time I got over to it after it hit that puddle, I get over and it's completely underwater. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And it took me a few minutes to get, or a few seconds to get to it. And I'm like, oh, it's ruined. Pulled it out, it worked just fine. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Well, I only ever had one phone end up with water damage, and I was at the freaking bar, and this was back in the, I don't know, back in the 2000s, back when the razors were still a big thing, back in like 08, somewhere around there. I was in the bathroom, I'd gone to take a leak, and I think I'd already flushed it, but I kept my phone in my back pocket, and I'd always just, rather than reach in and grab it, I'd slide it up out of my pocket with my fingers, and that thing popped out, and I tried to catch it, and I ended up fumbling it around, and it flew down into the urinal, and it got water soaked, and it finally ended up working for me again, but it was just never right, and I never did the whole soak it or put it in a container of rice, which I probably should have done, but my boss ended up giving me a company phone to use, and that worked out. But yeah, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Appreciate the sharing.
I remember having, I tell you right now, if it wasn't for YouTube, I probably wouldn't have a smartphone. I'd still have my old flip phone. Because I tell you what, I had an old Samsung flip phone. I still got that phone, matter of fact. Had an old Samsung flip phone, and I had an earpiece in, and I went to one of the lakes around here, and I was talking to my wife on the phone, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, I went to do something, and I moved my rod, and when I did, my phone fell off popped off my belt, went in the water, and it's only in about 2 foot of water, so I could reach it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, crap, my phone, it done sunk to the bottom. And I reach in there and grab it. I pull it out. About the time I go to reach in there, my earbud falls out, lands in the water. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I pull it out and I'm like, it's all ruined, you know. I'm sitting there shaking and I hear her through the earpiece. Hello? Hello? I shake it out, I put it up, I was like, are you still there? She said, yeah. I said, hold on a second. Shook all the water out of it. Never had a problem with that phone. Damn. And it was, I mean, it went 2 foot underwater and it was under for a good 30 seconds. I'm like, and I was like, man, that's amazing. It didn't fry it.
Right.
But I shook all the water out of the earpiece, put it back in, and walked around the lake for another 3 hours. After I pulled it out of the lake.
Yeah. My ex's dad, he did like computer programming and stuff back in, all the way up until, I don't know, maybe the early 2000s. But man, he got a smartphone and within no time he got rid of it and went back to a flip phone. He just could not figure out the technology on a new smartphone. But
I can figure out the technology. It just, I had that flip phone I had for 4 years. I dropped it in the lake, dropped it. I literally, when I was working as a manager at a restaurant, I climbed up on top of the railing inside there to get some stuff down, and my phone dropped almost 8 foot onto concrete. And I'm like, there it goes. This car is shattered. Pick it up. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine. That's that old flip phone. We couldn't break it for nothing. Right. I get a smartphone. I put it in my pocket, and it cracks. I've done replaced. I think I've done had 9 or 10 smartphones in the last 4 years, and I just keep on breaking them.
Mm,
I buy the shatterproof. I buy the cases. I put the screen protectors on them,
right,
and I don't know how I crack them. I'll pick it up. I'll lay it in the living room and go to bed. I'll wake up next morning to be cracked.
right.
Ain't nobody touching
Oh, we're getting a bite. All right, Tim. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
it. Get it, get it, get it.
Well, is the B&M rod, but it gave up. Damn it.
I'm gonna cut my camera out real quick for a minute.
All right.
The B&Ms, that's what I use for my carp fishing, is my B&M rod, silvercat rod.
Yeah.
It is perfect for carp. It's
You know,
got enough backbone.
I don't have any problem with the rod. It's just it's my only big spinning rod, and I can cast it all right. It just I'm not as comfortable casting it as I am with my bait casters.
Oh, I believe it. Is that one of the ones over by the pillars?
It's this. Oh no, that's the one that's straight out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm surprised one of the rods by the pillars ain't went over yet.
yeah.
Clayton, how's it going? Aaron, how's it going?
I figured that'd be a good place to cast them.
It should be a good place. You should get some bites over there.
That's kind of what I thought. I figured that'd be a good waterway for them to be traveling, but
We had Clayton come in and Aaron from Catfish Regulators come in.
Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming back, Clayton. Um, yeah, we got 14 wonderful people in here. Appreciate you guys. 10 after 11 my time, so it's after midnight, you guys. A lot of you guys in the East Coast. Um, but you talking about dropping the phone in the water like that with the earbud and everything. I was pulling an all nighter at the lake one night. I was out there on the covered dock, and this kid was out there, and he's sitting right up by the rail in his chair, and he had his phone just sitting in his lap, and he had his earbuds in, and he had, I guess, just one earbud in, and we've been sitting there talking, and he happened to stand up and forget that his phone was in his lap, and it fell right onto the deck, and I guess with him kind of moving around in the dark, he didn't see it, and he kicked the damn thing right down in the water.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But
Hey, Aaron.
his earbud was the initial saving grace. But yeah, then he kicked it right off in the water.
Yep. Aaron, I finally went and did it. I didn't get the 10-foot, but I finally went and did it.
What'd you get?
Mad Cat's rod.
Okay.
I picked up the Gold Rush. I wanted the pink and purple one, but
Yeah.
they couldn't get. I wanted the purple. What's that company that makes that purple reel? I wanted Ancient Mariner. I talked to a bunch of people and they said they was out of stock on those and couldn't get them. They was all on back order. I'm like, well, I don't want a rod I can't get a reel for, so I'm going to just go ahead and say the heck with it. I'm not getting it. And my wife is going to buy it for me. And then we seen those was on sale, and I'm like, you know what? I got a pretty gold reel to go right on that rod that almost match up perfectly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the gold one and throw my reel in there.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's nice. It's real nice, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it more than I do my Muddy River rods. But hey, we're gonna put them. I'm gonna put it to the test, and that's the two I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna put it up against the Muddy River flathead rod. We're gonna see which one pulls them off better.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying a Muddy River rod. I don't know. That blue color. I just don't really like the blue and white.
Well, I tell you what, I've got the flathead rods with the black and white, and I seen the Paula Smith rod in person when I went to Catfish Conference, and I could promise you right now, that's a beautiful rod.
What color is it again?
It's like almost like a bronze looking, like a bronze, like brownish bronze or whatever, and it's got a white handle. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
Yeah, I don't even know that I've actually looked and seen one.
Yeah, they're very. I mean, they're nice. That was what
Yeah.
I was going to get. I felt bad because I support Chris Flores as much as I can support him. Every time I
Mhm.
go out, I don't go out without at least one Muddy River rod, and I always tell everybody that's my rod of choice is my Muddy River rods. And
Right.
I was talking to Aaron. I mean, talking to listen to Aaron. I was talking to Chris up there at the Catfish conference, and
Mhm.
he wound up giving me one of his shirts to wear out on my live, so I can advertise for him some more. And
Nice.
it's like I said I will. I'll definitely wear it out there and show it off. And yeah, I wanted to buy one of his rods, but I didn't have no money. I didn't sell my motorcycle till 2 days later. Night, Mike.
Night,
Mike.
Mike. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Clayton, what are you talking about? Bluetooth and hearing what?
Aaron said he had no sound.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, Clayton, it looks like a nice rod. I mean, it feels good. The thing I've got with the rods, though, if you go to any catfish rod, if you look at them, they're all made with the same. They're all the exact same companies. I think there's two companies that make all the rods that there are out there. So if you look at that Mad Catch rod up against my Muddy River rod, they're identical rods. I mean, the eyes are the same, the guides are the same. The top 7 or 8 inches of it is the exact same color, same thread, same guide, same everything. The only difference is the designer gets to put in their own specs on what they
Well,
want it to do.
from what Uncle Lou said, from what Lee said, there's actually quite a few rod actual manufacturers out there.
Well,
But yeah, I
I
do
went
think the
looking.
majority of them are made by just a couple manufacturers.
Yeah, you still owe me a shirt, Aaron. I'll wear it for you. I'll advertise for you.
Hmm.
You got any
Oh,
stickers? Send me one of them because I'll put it on the back of my car if I ever get it running.
Aaron, I'm just trying to tough it out and see if I can catch a damn fish.
You
I
said they
get
got
these
more
things.
eyes.
Do what?
Aaron said the Mad Cats had more eyes on them. I'll have to check that out because I didn't think about that one. My
I
Muddy
think
River rods are out in the garage, so I don't know.
I think the Mad Cats have like 11 eyes on them.
Yeah,
I find
it's
it
pretty nice
interesting.
rod.
I went to Catfish Sumo's website and looked at the information on that Golly Whopper, that Justin Johnson rod, and it's interesting the way they say they have the eyes set up to where you can use it with either spinning or casting rod, reel. But it seems because Uncle Lou was talking about not too long ago, saying that I guess something in the way that the rod itself is designed to flex, so you got that backbone and everything. That is different between the two rods. Now I just wonder if they did something different in that actual rod itself to do that, or
Well,
if
yeah.
they're just going on just because of the way they have the eyes set up.
Well, you know
If
how
they
I do my own rods. I build my custom rods and everything. I started trying to contact different rod companies that actually manufacture the rods.
right,
Like Mad Cats and uh, I contacted about 5 or 6 places, and every time
mhm,
they sent me somewhere on who they get theirs from, that person sent me someplace else, and I wound up finding 2 factories, that make almost every rod that's out there is made by like 2 different factories.
yeah,
But when you go to get your rod made, you tell them, how many guides you want, what the action's supposed to be. You can actually measure out your own curve, how you want the curve to be
mm,
on action wise. So it works out pretty good for that. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
yeah. And Aaron says the more eyes, the further you cast, and the smoother, and that makes sense because the less gap you have between all those eyes, the straighter it's able to keep your line in. The straighter it's able to keep your line in check, and
Yeah.
and allows it to run straight and smooth. So yeah, that
Well,
makes sense.
that makes sense. We're gonna try that out though. Let me put my camera back on. I had to take care of my nicotine habits, and I don't want to do that on your camera, on your
Yeah,
live.
I
Uh,
appreciate that. Not a big
uh,
deal, but yeah, appreciated.
but yeah, I mean, on mine, when I take mine out, I've got both of them. My Mad Cats and my Muddy River Rod are gonna have the exact same reel on them, exact same line. Everything's gonna be identical.
Yeah.
So we'll see which one casts better. You know, I'm gonna use exact same weights and everything. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be
Right.
disappointed in a Mad Cat's rod. I honestly don't.
I don't
Uh,
think you will.
I wish I had my Muddy River rod in here. Matter of fact, in a minute I might go out and get one and show you what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. But when I picked this rod up, I started laughing because if you look at the way this top of this rod is built,
Hmm.
okay, and the way the guides that they're using, and I'll show you one of my Muddy River rods, you will laugh because everything is almost identical. And you're
Well,
going, okay,
I'm
it,
sure a lot of them do source the stuff like the eyes
yeah,
from probably one major manufacturer of those. I mean,
yeah.
how
Well, I
many
mean,
companies are actually out there making nice stainless eyes?
yeah. Well, even the what was I going to say? Even the color where it changes color and stuff, all the
Yeah.
same, exact same location and everything. And like I said, I
Mhm.
think what it is when I contacted a bunch of companies because when I started custom building rods, I had a bunch of people wanting rods. Well, I
Right.
can't go and buy $100 rod, tear it apart, and rebuild it. You know, it's going to cost too much money to do that, and I don't really want to, you know, destroy rods for that. And then I
Yeah.
went looking for blanks, and it cost more for blanks.
Right.
So I figured, if I can get it from the distributor, maybe I can get it cheaper. And like I
Yeah.
said, I started calling around, and everybody they sent me to wound up going to 2 different factories. So
Well,
it's wow.
just being a solo guy that's not a business or anything, I'm sure they probably prefer to only sell wholesale
Yeah.
or in bulk. So just
Well,
trying to buy one or two.
that I was planning on buying in bulk. That's why I want to order straight through the manufacturer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You ordered two smack rods. Two what? What'd you order today, Aaron?
smash. I don't know.
I don't know
That's
what
what
a
I got
smack.
right now. That's what I got right now, Aaron. It's the Gold Rush. That's why I got it because it was on sale for $65 at CatCon. So I went ahead and picked it up. It said
Yeah.
smash rods.
Oh, smash. Oh, is that a different one of the colors of the Mad Cats?
Stealth rods. I don't think I've ever heard of those. I've got everything else. I think I've got one or two ripping lips. I got some Muddy River rods. Got whisker seekers. I've got pro cats. I mean, I've got a little bit of everything, but I don't think I've heard of those. Oh, it's the new purple and green. Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh, I'll have to check that one out.
Looks
Oh,
like the
looks like
Joker. Yeah,
I'll have to check that out because I was just on their website a week or so ago. I guess maybe they just added it. I don't know, but
yeah,
that
they
I
had a new
like.
one coming out.
Okay, I like that color combination, purple and green.
Yeah, me too. It's my two favorite colors.
Yeah, I like. Purple's my favorite color, and I like orange and lime green going with it. So yeah, that I'll have to check that out. Not like I can afford to get one, but hey, it'd be cool to look anyway.
Yeah, I was looking at them. They actually had a thing where they was doing one that um it was like multicolor that they just did a name thing for where you can name it. That was real nice.
Yeah. Oh, they just added it today. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Aaron's never talked about having any kind of discount code or anything, so I
As
don't
much as
think.
he advertises for them, they should give them a discount code.
No kidding.
he promotes them on everything. Oh, he's got 15% off. That's
Oh,
right. He did say something about that. He did say something about that to me a couple. When me and him did the 1v1, he told me he can give me 15% off.
oh, I don't know that I ever heard him say that. Well, that's a pretty sweet deal. Take care of tax and then some.
Yeah. Well,
If you got tax.
as much as he represents and everything else with the Mad Catz rod, yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
should give him something because I mean that's all he talks about, Mad Catz. So
right. He probably sleeps with his Mad Catz rods.
I don't blame him. I would.
Snuggles up with them. Sorry, Lisa. I got my rods tonight. 2022 Cats 15. I'm
Buck, where
crazy
you
purple,
going?
especially if there's a Hemi under it. It's still a Dodge.
Hey, Buck, I've got a half a pint of plum crazy purple paint sitting in my uh, closet in here. That I got candy apple green. I got plum crazy purple that I bought to do rods with. I'm actually debating on. I was looking at getting a boat, and I was about painting it purple and green. So I
What's
might
going
be.
on, Mr. Buck? You use them because they show up really good at night.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I got to get my cord and battery pack. My light's starting to fade.
Yeah, they do show up good at night. Now I got some new lights I'm working with now. Uh, that I'm gonna try to put out there on mine, see if they glow better. This year, sometime I got to focus on getting a better cam because I walk around the Catfish conference with my No Pro, and that's what I call it, my No Pro. It's a generic knockoff a GoPro, and yeah, it's one of the worst cameras in the world. Now outside, when you're outside during the day fishing, it's got good video quality. I mean, 4K video quality. It looks great, but the sound, it sounds like you're underwater screaming. It's all gurgly, so you can't use the sound off of it. And then when I was walking through Pontoon Jody, how's it going?
What's up, Jody?
So when I was walking through Catfish Conference, the lights inside there caused a glare on it that just the video footage couldn't be used. So I said I'll just put it up. So now I call it my No Pro.
Uh, well, plugged it in. Don't
Heck,
know.
I've got so much tech I haven't taken out. It ain't even funny. I've had an underwater camera for about 7 or 8 months. Never used it. I've got 3 other cameras I've never used. I got a drone I ain't used. I got a depth finder I ain't used.
Yep, Jody, I am still a fishing. I'm determined. I'm trying to catch a fish. I'm pretty cold. I mean, my phone says it's 54, which isn't super cold, but I just got a t-shirt and this hoodie on, and I didn't bring a coat or my bibs, so I'm bouncing back and forth with the shivers. But I'm gonna tough it out for at least another half hour or so and see if I can catch something. Been at it for, well, hell, I got up here. I don't remember what time I got up here, but got up here, caught some bait fish before I got started, took my time and got set up. Was over there for, shoot, almost 5 hours, I think, in the live. And now I'm over here so far, 54 minutes in.
Aaron wants to know what you got for bait.
What
I
do
know
I
you
got
got
for bait?
bluegill and carp. I mean, bluegill and crappie, but I don't know what you if it's cut or what you got going on.
Uh, well, when I was over there, the bluegill, one of the last bluegill, or the bluegill was live, and the crappie was live. And when I brought them in, they were both dead. So when I got over here, I went ahead and cut the tail off the bluegill, cut some slices in it, and I ended up cutting the crappie in half and put it between two of the rods. And I got a piece of chicken on another one. So figured, what the hell, I give the chicken a try too. And but yeah, I caught a couple crappie, couple small crappie, and a old guy at the dock gave me two bluegill and a small crappie as well. Uh, so I've used them tonight. I still have the seven bluegill that I brought with me. They're still in there, but shoot, I don't get anything by the time I'm ready to leave. I mean, I'm not worried about breaking out fresh bait to try. If they don't want what I got out there right now, it's about as fresh as going to get. So might as well just leave them out there and hope that I can get something. But
That's
I've been
bite
at
for
4:45. So yeah, I bait fished for a while and BS'd with the guys. There were a couple older guys in there. Oh, one of the guys, I think he said he's 58 years old and he's still freaking. He said he's in the senior bull riding circuit. I cannot imagine being 58 years old still riding bulls.
no.
Hell, I didn't want to ride. I mean, I always wanted to try riding a bull, but ain't no way. Nope. My next door neighbor rode bareback broncs, and nope. He got bucked off and he got stomped in the head by one at a rodeo in Fort Smith. Had his jaw wired shut for a while. Had a hoof imprint in his skull. Check out Paula's Catfish Nectar. Oh, Paul's Catfish Nectar. Get a bottle and marinate my cut bait for 16 hours, including chicken. All right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, Aaron, I don't know if it's Paul's that I've got, but I picked up some catfish nectar. I think it was at Walmart one time, and it was on clearance, and it wasn't that bad. It honestly wasn't. Me and my buddy went out, and we didn't go live. We shot video, but we didn't catch anything major. But we got like 25 bites that night. They were short bites, is why we didn't hook them. But I mean, everything we got a bite off had the nectar on it. So that's some of that stuff works.
Hmm. Will, you sunk your drone?
Yeah, that's why I said had bites.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't taking mine out, because I'm scared I'm gonna sink it.
Yeah. And say it ain't super cold out here, but my toes are freaking freezing all to hell. But yeah, I might have to check that out, Aaron. Is that what they sell at Walmart? I know they sell some kind of nectar stuff there, but I've never looked. I don't remember the brand or anything.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Paul's or not, but I know the stuff that I got from up there worked pretty good. I put it on. I had bluegill out there. I cut my bluegill up. I had them in a Ziploc baggie, and I squirted, and it only sit in there for maybe an hour. And all the bites we got that night had that nectar on it.
Really?
Yeah, and then my buddy walked up and he squirted the bottle of nectar in the water, and it was like 10 minutes later we started getting bite after bite. So all it is like a fish oil.
The last time you rode a bull, you got bucked high enough to see the top of the announcer booth? That's crazy. Jeez. Muddy River.
And ain't planning on it.
Nope. I rode a mechanical bull. That was fun. A friend of mine, or some friends of mine, they were actually partners, but they own a club. One of them still owns a couple clubs in Bricktown in downtown Oklahoma City, but they had a country club called Moonshiners and used to spend a lot of time in there. But there towards the end, they had a mechanical bull in there. So went in there and got to ride it. It was pretty fun. It was funny watching the girls get on it. Hi, Jody. Again.
Yeah. I thought we said hi to Jody, but I'll say hi to her again. I ain't got no problem with that.
Jody's always behind. Jody
She's
comes in, says something, and everybody says hi to her, and like 20 minutes later, it's like, oh, hi.
that's because she's multitasking.
uh,
She's multitasking.
yeah, I didn't figure I was going to be out this late tonight. I was like, well, I only brought the one light, and it's only going to last so long. But I'm tired of that skunk. Tired of the skunk, and I'm tired of the fact that I've only caught one damn catfish this year out of all the hours and places I've been fishing. 2 damn months.
Yeah, I tell you what, as soon as the water goes down enough to where I can find a spot in the river, I'm gonna hit it hard and heavy. I've
Yeah.
got a lot of catching up to do this year because of this.
Well, something's flipping out there.
Watch your rod.
Yeah. Well, it was fairly close, so I know it wasn't going to be.
That don't mean nothing. Watch your rod.
Yeah.
Fishing and dreams. How's it going?
Fishing the dream. What's going on, George Ray? How are you?
Yeah, I don't know if you caught. I don't know if you caught my what was it? The video I made
Oh,
when I was
Jody, you hush. You
when
stay
I,
here.
when I was testing out the Tech 9 rod. Yeah, I kept on having something jump right out in front of me, and about that time, something jumped real loud right out in front of me. I'm like, I know y'all heard that. About that time, my rod almost bounced off the dock. I was like, I mean, off the bank. I'm like, yeah, that's why y'all heard it because it was hooked onto my rod.
Well, whatever I'm hearing something flopping around over by the bridge. So who knows? There may be some action here in a minute or a few minutes. I don't know. I'd sure like to see some action on one of these rods or a couple of them, but
Well, at least you've had some action today, though. It ain't been
yeah,
no. You might not have had no fish yet, but at least you've had bites.
yeah,
My last 2 trips I went out, I have got 0 bites. I mean, the wind was moving my rods more than the fish did.
right. Yeah, I'd have more at this point in time. I'd have more fun just going to a pond and catching a bunch of bluegill.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like bluegill fishing too. Like bluegill fishing and everything else. I'm still trying to get down the creek that I fish in normally to get my bait. It stretches about 25 miles back and forth through my area, and about 2 miles from my house is a spot that they call the monster spot. And the reason why
Mm,
they call it that is there's a little road overpass right there, and they actually dug it out. They said it's almost 19 foot, 20 foot deep right there in this area, and it stretches that deep for probably about a half a block. And
yeah.
they like that's all where all the monster fish are. And I've seen some big fish roll over there. And I've had a buddy of mine that used to go fishing down there that had he took his bass rod down there one day. He go, well, I'm just gonna see what I can catch on it, and he threw a worm on it, and he wound up snapping his bass rod on something that bit it. So
Mm,
there's some big fish in there. I've
right.
heard stories and seen pictures, but I haven't never caught nothing myself. But I'm
Yeah.
still trying to get down there. But every time I go down there, there's like 25, 30 people down there fishing.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to squeeze in between people to go fishing.
Oh yeah, no. That's what I hate. I hate when I go to the dock and show up and there's 10, 12 people there and they're all strung out and are all spread out, not strung out, but you know what I mean, all spread out there and it's just there's no room to squeeze in and I mean hell, if I got 3 rods, where the hell am I going to cast them? Because when I'm fishing under a covered dock, there ain't no way I can cast a 7 or 7'6" rod under a covered dock that's got a low roof and definitely cast them straight. Like, nope. So that irritates me because it's just a pain in the ass.
Well, where I go to there, the first way you said strung out, yeah, there's most of them are strung out too. It's a
I,
bad neighborhood, a real
I
bad
believe
neighborhood.
it. Yeah. After seeing when Alicia was driving around Louisville, seeing I mean, hell, people got a damn tent camp underneath a bridge, and
Oh yeah,
that's sad. But I mean, I guess I guess it's better to let them all just post up there and stay there than to be just, maybe help picking up somebody's backyard and freaking trying to post up or something like that. So,
You know, the bad thing about it is though, is they're not letting them do it. I mean, like with the pandemic we just went through, there's a lot of more people that are homeless in Louisville because
uh,
you know, lost everything.
right.
And they had this one guy had an area set up that he owned like by the river. He owned
Hmm.
like 4 acres. It was an old company. He owned like 4 acres, and he was letting the homeless use that land for like a homeless camp.
Right.
He said, "All I ask is that y'all pick up y'all's trash while you're here, and don't do anything inappropriate here to cause problems."
Yeah.
And the city considered it was an eyesore, sent in the health department and the housing authorities, even though it was private property, went in there and
Hmm.
smashed all their tents, threw everything they owned away.
Jeez.
And I'm like,
Well,
now where do you want them to go? Now, when they go to one of these, in front of sleep on one front of one of these expensive restaurants, you're gonna get
hmm.
married. Here they
Oh,
are, they
yeah.
have a place to go away from everybody where they was at peace, and you want them to go somewhere else?
Yeah. Well, they probably pulled the whole, oh, this property's not zoned for
That's what they did.
the housing. It's not
Yeah,
zoned for housing. It's commercial property.
yeah, that's what they did. But it's just sad that, I was homeless for 6 years. And I know how, and that was here in Louisville, and I know how bad it is when you live here in Louisville being homeless because you can't go nowhere. You can't. No matter where you post up at, they're on you. They don't want you here.
Yeah.
And I told a cop that one day when he stopped me, he goes, you need to move on along. I said, what am I supposed to move on along to? I ain't got no place to live.
Right.
Maybe you should go try to find another city to live in. I said, buddy, I was born and raised here in Louisville. Why do I
Yeah.
want to leave my home city and home state? Because I'm homeless.
Right. Yeah. I mean, hell, why go somewhere else and, not necessarily be a burden, but I mean, hell, if you can't stay where you've always lived,
Yeah.
what makes, I mean, shit.
All right.
You
Well,
shouldn't
Graham.
you shouldn't be kicked out of where you know, yeah, I know a lot of times, circumstances you don't have the option of being able to have a place to live.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what makes them think, oh, well, it's going to be any better for you if you moved off to another town or another state?
They just don't want it here. They think they've got something precious here, but it's anybody that's seen the videos and footage coming out of Louisville. This place is a dump.
Yeah.
They can try to beautify it all they want, but it don't work. We're overcrowded. Everything's shut down. It's ridiculous.
Right. Damn, Buck, they have time limits on when you can actually start fishing.
Yes. For
All right,
trout
well,
season,
denied.
yes.
That's ridiculous.
Oh
Now, I
yeah,
mean, I've heard, like, we've got lakes that, they shut down until, like, they say the park or the place is closed until 6 a.m., but, that can't start fishing until 8. What the hell is that crap? Still there?
I am.
Oh, got real quiet. I wasn't sure if you were there or not.
Yeah, I was just listening to you. Let you talk. I didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt you.
no,
Yeah, I
you're all
mean,
right.
we got places like that here.
Yeah.
Because they stock the trout here, and
Hmm.
since they stock them, they'll have game wardens standing up there and waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you try to point that park before they open, it's over, and you
Damn.
better be lined up. If the park opens at 8, you better be lined up at 8 o'clock because you
Mhm.
better be there at like 7:40, 7:30, 7:40 because that lake's going to fill up so fast that you're not going to be able to get in. And there'll
Yeah.
be 150, 200 people around a 3 acre lake.
Damn.
Like, it ain't worth all that. And the trout that you're catching are only pound, 2 pound. What's the sense in all that? It's not worth it.
Right. That's just like here because we're not a cold weather state, and rainbow trout don't reproduce in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they
Um,
don't produce here either.
it warms up, they die off. Now, I did read somewhere, I think on the wildlife department's website, that somewhere south of Lake Eufaula on the Illinois River, I think it is, that they have found brown trout actually reproducing there in small numbers, but that they actually the brown trout will actually reproduce on their own over there. But yeah, our stocking, our trout season runs from I think like November, beginning of November until beginning of February. They
Yeah,
stock like every 2 weeks.
yeah,
But the thing that sucks is they dropped the limit from 6 fish a day to three, and that's both species. That's combined.
yeah,
And then anywhere you go trout fishing, you can only have one rod, and that don't matter if like there's a lake in the city. It's a small lake that they stock it. It's up on the northwest part of Oklahoma City. They stock it, but during trout season, you can only have one rod. It don't matter if I take two rods and cast them out for catfish. I still, and have one for trout fishing. I can still only have one friggin' rod during trout season.
yeah. Now we ain't that. How's it going, Alvin? Alvin Lewis just walked in.
Hey, what's
Uh,
up, Alvin?
yeah, they don't. It's not that bad with rod limit here. We have 4 fish limit. Only place they stock here. There's 3 places they stock. They stock or there's more than that, but there's like 3 major small lakes that they stock here, and then they
Hmm.
stock by Lake Cumberland out in that area, which is Wolf Creek Dam, which is where I'm trying to get to this year. Um, but yeah, when they stock the small lakes, you got a 4 fish limit. Um, there's no rod limit, but man, the fish are only a pound, 2 pounds a piece if you're
Right.
lucky. And if you ain't there the first day, you don't get nothing because they only stock it every 3 months.
Oh, damn.
They only stock like every 3 months, and they only
Geez, that's
stock
crazy.
about 1,000 pounds of fish.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I stopped buying my trout stamp because of it because for it's like an extra $12 a year for the trout stamp here, and I was buying my trout stamp, and I've only caught one trout in the last 7 years or so. I've caught one
Right.
trout, and it was only a pound and a quarter. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, that ain't worth that extra $12 a year.
Yeah, they bring them out, and when they stock, yeah, they stock every 2 weeks, and I think we have like 10 places around the state that they stock. Um, and I don't know how much they bring out, a couple thousand pounds. I don't know. Um, but it's kind of neat. I saw some video of how they do it. They just bring a truck that's got like a big tank with them in there, and they just, I guess it's got like a hose on it, almost kind of like a pump that it just
Pumps them
either,
out.
I guess it pumps or it's gravity fed, and you just see them flowing off into the water. But
Yeah, the
yeah,
one
like you said, they're all
slide.
small. They're all small.
Yeah,
My dad and the neighbor went trout fishing down in Blue River, uh, down in kind of southeast. Kind of, well, it's not very far east, but it's southeast of Oklahoma City. Um, but that's a big trout fishery there. And yeah, the ones that they brought back, I mean, they were small, you know, 10, 12 inches at that. And they weren't very hefty. They had no weight to them. Good enough to eat, but you know, the fact
yeah,
that they're only allowing three a day.
yeah. That's not even enough to eat. By the time you clean them, you go with as small as they are, you might feed one person.
Yeah, and I think they say that you can only have like a 2 day limit in your possession,
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
it's the same here. We're only allowed to have 2 day limit in possession.
It's not like I'm going out selling them. I mean, hell, maybe I'd like to put some in the freezer, and you're going to say, "Oh, well, you've got 6 fish. That should last you a couple months."
Yeah, it's not worth it. The reason why I want to go down to Lake Cumberland, though, not Lake Cumberland, well, the area down there, Wolf Creek Dam. Kelly
Hmm.
Bullock been down there a couple times, and I've been trying
Right.
to get down there for the last 4 years because it's the only place in Kentucky that they actually stock their sturgeon.
Hmm.
Trying to repopulate the sturgeon population in the Ohio River and the other rivers. But they actually put sturgeon in there, and they're actually trying to bring back alligator gar.
Oh
And
yeah.
the problem of it is they start stocking sturgeon in there to try to see if they take over the waterways again like they used to, and they won't move away from the dam.
Mm,
They stay in that area, and that's the only place I found in Kentucky you can catch sturgeon.
right.
So I plan on going. I watched a guy on YouTube a couple about 6 months ago. I think it was an older video, but I watched the video about 6 months ago. He went down there and I think he caught him and his buddies caught like 9 sturgeon in one day.
Damn.
They was all small, 10,
Hmm.
10, 15 pounds, but that's one of my bucket list fish. I've never caught one, so I'm
Right.
heading that way. And they have possibility for alligator gar and
Hmm. See, I don't know if what as far as alligator gar, as far as what they go after and eat, if they'll just eat anything they can get a hold of or what. But
it's
I
like
think
catfish. It's like
I
catching
think
catfish.
right. Well, I'm talking about as far as what they actually eat, like their normal diet. If they go in and destroy populations, or um, especially like if they're in an area where they're being stalked and introduced to a new area.
Yeah.
But I think it would for all those places that do have the invasive carp. I think it would probably be good for that population. It
Yeah.
ain't going to take them out, but
Well, we had those invasive carp, and
mm,
I said something about it in one of my lives last year because we got people go through it with bows and bowfish. I ain't got a
yeah,
problem with it, especially killing the carp. Now, it
mm,
bothers me when they kill other species, when they kill the gar, even the long nosed gar, which there's billions of them in the river, but still, they kill the long nosed gar, they kill the catfish and stuff like that, and kill other kind of carp. I
yeah,
understand, but my main problem is a lot of them here, they kill the carp and they throw it back in the water.
right,
So I was out fishing one night and I had probably close to 25, 30 carp float past my lines.
mm,
And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you just, if you're going to kill them and if you're not going to take them home or do anything else with them, throw them up on the bank. There's enough animals
mm.
in this area to eat all of them carp up instead of leaving them sink to the bottom of the river. It just makes
Well,
no.
I think I'd much rather, and if you do that, at least stab them, bust their bladder, their swim bladder.
Yeah, well,
Make oh shoot.
get it.
Damn it. Oh, man. That was weird. He hung up. Ah, shit. It got me hung up.
They probably swam into something.
Well,
Is he on
something.
there?
No, no, my weight or my hook. I can feel my weight bouncing, so my hook is hung up on something. God, holy cow! I had that sucker. Jesus, I had everything I had pulling on that thing. Everything I got. I'll be right back. Hey, that was pretty sweet. I was able to walk over and oh, get out there. I was able to walk over and actually get it to unhook and get my bait back. I'll cast it back over there and turn my light real quick so I can see over there. I said I got this other rod that's right over in the same area. So still there, Troy? Hello? Where'd he go? All right, guys. Yeah, there was no fish on it. It just when I cranked it. Oh, well, I think that was just it coming loose. There's something over there. Damn, something good. Damn, y'all hear that? All right. Hey, Tinkerbell, how you doing? But what I did was I cranked it. After I get a hit like that, I usually like to make sure I take up any slack that's in there and kind of nudge it a little bit, see if maybe I can tease them. Um, but what happened was when I did that, I felt the weight dragging on a rock or concrete or something, and it when I did it again, it just ended up hanging up on something. I guess we lost Troy. Oh, I think he's back. There he be.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I went to.
All right.
I don't know what happened. I went to check the chat because I've been trying to keep an eye on the chat for you. And
Right.
when I got the chat pulled up, I can't see none of your rods or nothing. All I see is chat.
Right.
And you said something about oh, and I'm like, get them. And I went to turn the chat off, and when I did, I guess I hit the leave button or whatever, and it booted me on out.
Yeah, I've done that too. I've gone to try to close out of the chat to go back to see the camera, and I've accidentally clicked the back arrow and closed myself out of StreamYard.
I might pull you up on my other device and watch you on the other device so I can watch the chat, but I want to be
Oh,
able to see the rods too. I
there's something because my damn rod just moved again.
know I saw that. I saw that. Give it a little tug.
Yeah, I was hearing something big splashing, jumping around down. I think over maybe on the other side of the bridge. I'd sure like to know what it was.
Probably waking them up.
Maybe.
Throwing the baits out there. You do know catfish do get attracted to noise, to splashing in the water.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully that fish will keep messing with that. That's the crappie head. Hopefully he'll come after it again and stay after it and latch on. George,
I
I'm good. Don't call me babe though.
I, I just noticed that I don't have a logo.
You have a logo, an
It don't,
avatar,
it don't show my avatar.
huh? Guess you'll have to fix that.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
That's a first. I'll put a picture of a blue catfish's face on there. That way, every time I talk, the mouth looks like it's moving.
That That'd be funny if there was a way to put something up that was, a face or something that when you talked, its mouth moved. Yeah, I know that wasn't the bait or my weight settling. That was a damn fish tugging on it.
Yeah. You probably threw it
'Cause,
right back out there where that other one was at earlier that snatched you.
yeah, I threw it right in that same area. Not as close to that pillar, but a few feet away.
Tinkerbell, how's it going? I think she's the only person else that come in.
Yeah. Well, we got 18 people hanging out. That's awesome. Appreciate everybody being here. Well,
Yeah, and
I'm starting to squeeze my
I
ass
had to
off.
give you a thumbs up. I had to give you a thumbs up because I hadn't even gave you a thumbs up yet.
That, yeah. Well, with that fish doing that, I'm going to stick it out a little while longer in hopes that something comes and gets it. I don't have much faith in the other rods, but these two right there are in the same area. So at least maybe, at least one of these two left rods. Be nice if one of them get hit
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
get.
try to. Like I said, I broke out my other device that way I could keep an eye on the chat every once in a while, glance down at the chat. But I can
Yeah.
also watch the rods and everything. That way, if you don't catch it right away,
Right.
you've had some decent bites tonight, though. You honestly have.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
had
it's
some
weather
decent
patterns.
bites.
I think it's weather patterns warming up. What size hook you using?
8-aught. I kind of find 8-aught to be a good all around sized hook because I mean, hell, I've caught 1-pounders on them, and I've caught my PB of almost 15 pounds on it.
Yeah, you can catch anything on 8-aught. I've caught. Matter of fact, the first 39 pound blue I caught last year when I made my first video that you can't really see anything on, so I didn't have no lights out there. That was on the 8-aught.
Yeah.
So you can catch anything you want to on them.
Tinkerbell, I know who he's calling babe. I was just playing. Yeah, I got back when Catfish Sumo was doing their Cyber Week sale. They had their 25 packs of hooks marked down to like $8 and $9. So I went ahead and bought a pack of the 8-aught and a pack of the 10-aught.
Yeah, I picked up. Well, my wife picked up. I just paid her back for it all because I was in the process of selling my motorcycle. I don't even want to
Mm-hmm.
think about that one. $5,000 Harley, and you'll probably have a heart attack when you find out how cheap I had to wind up selling it. But
2 grand.
I wish.
Well, I saw you say something the other night about having to sell it.
Yeah, I've been trying to sell it for about 3 months now because they done closed out my checking account. They done closed out both my credit cards. So it's like I've got to do something because I can't get back to work. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna sell the bike so I can pay my part of the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't missing that on Catfish Conference for nothing. Like I told my wife, I said, if I gotta go sell blood, I'm going to Catfish Conference. And of course, my wife jumped up. She goes, "Well, I'll take you to Catfish Conference." She goes, "I want to go anyway. Get out and do something." I'm like, "Ah, cool, we'll
Yeah.
go." And then I said, "Of course, it's going to hurt me because I'm gonna walk through there and won't be able to get anything." She said, "Well, I'll loan you some money." He goes, "How much you think you're gonna need?" I just looked at her and giggled a little bit. I said, "Not much." I said, "The only thing I might get is a rod and some hooks and stuff. That's about it." And some,
Mm-hmm.
but I wound up getting 25 Mad Cat hooks and a big pack of the Mad Cat rubber beads to go with my Mad Cat rod.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wound up getting her 12-aught.
Yeah.
They're nice looking. Matter of fact,
I got
give me a second, Dan. I'm gonna go get me a cup of coffee.
all right. Got
And
George over here talking dirty to Tinkerbell.
I don't blame
Good
me.
Lord. He talking about her kissing the puppies.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee real quick, and then I'll grab them hooks real quick. I just purchased.
All right.
I can't go without my coffee. What are you doing, Kiki?
George, she's not going to kiss her puppies for you. Excuse me. Hell, earlier it said it was 54 degrees. Now it says it's 57. But I'm still just as cold, if not colder. Come on, baby. Need a fish. Don't let this be a wasted trip. And drive 65 miles up here to get skunked. You know, it's funny when you're cold and you got the shivers, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you can just like instantly stop the shivers, and then you feel fine. But then within no time, they come back. Getting a good butt workout leaning up against my tailgate, though. Damn, Troy, what are you doing? Microwaving your coffee? Wow. Your employer kisses your puppies? Hmm. George, you're going to have to do something about that. Her employer's kissing her puppies. That's just not right. Yeah, we dropped down to 13 people, but hey, it's midnight, my time, 1 o'clock, a lot of y'all's time. And still got 13, 14 people, upwards of 18, 19. I don't think I've topped 20 yet tonight, but that's all right. Had a pretty good crowd majority of the night. Alicia lives about 11 and a half, 12 hours from me, Tinkerbell.
All right, I'm back, Dan. And yes, I was microwaving my coffee.
Yeah,
Around
you're
here,
not the only one to do it.
hey, I tell you what, around here we drink so much coffee, it's not even funny. We'll make 2 or 3 pots a day, and we'll just make a pot, walk away from it. We'll go back over and grab it like that's cold, heat it back up. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't drink that much coffee. I drink coffee every now and then, but like when me and my ex were together, hell, we'd we'd make up a pot of coffee, and every now and then drink it.
Yeah, I picked up some of these. These are compliments of one of our fellow YouTubers. I'm gonna have to ask him if it's okay for me to tell him who gave them to me, but it's the Epic Lights.
Oh,
And then here's the hooks I picked up. I picked up a bunch of Mad Cat stuff. I mean, I got the beads, I got the sabiki rigs, I got the rod. But yeah, those hooks don't look bad.
that's
Don't look bad
pretty
at
good
all.
size hook.
Yeah, 25 of them for 17.50 or something like that, or $17.
Damn,
Yeah, 12-aught.
damn, that's not a bad deal for a hook
No,
that
I'm
size.
paying $1 a piece, $1 a quarter, $1.50 or $1.50 per hook. So getting
Right.
25 of them for uh $17 ain't bad at all. They got
No.
a really good gap on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get out and try all this stuff if I can ever get out. Because man, like I said, our river's up so high right now. if it would have come up another 2 or 3 foot, I'm gonna do a video. I'll keep on saying I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do a video of me walking down because
Mm-hmm.
I can cross over. There's a restaurant behind where I fish at. I have to walk, down the flood wall right there behind the restaurant. Then I hit a railroad tracks. I come across the tracks and I got to walk down again. And then I got to walk close to, I'll say, 150 yards before I hit the river. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
slow slope down like this. It slowly goes down.
Right.
Well, if it would have come up another 2 or 3 foot, I could have sit on the railroad tracks and fished.
Yeah.
That's how high it was. I mean, literally, it come up so high that it would have been about a half a block in.
Uh-huh.
I could have fished right there off the tracks. I was
Damn.
hoping it got that deep this year because it did last year.
Hey,
That's what I was going to do. I was going to go post up on the tracks.
right.
Oh yeah, y'all like my psychedelic pictures? I'm
Lovely.
actually I'm actually in my daughter's room. This is my daughter's room. I had it at one point in time. I asked her, I said, "Well, how you want your room done?" And she wanted to
She wanted
make.
an acid trip.
Well, no, actually, when she first started, I'm like, "What do you want your room to look like?" She said, "A Victoria's Secret bag." So I had pink,
With
two-tone pink
stripes.
lines going all the way around the whole wall. It took
Uh,
me almost a week to get this wall painted, the two-tone pink and everything else. And then she
mm,
goes, about 6 months later, after she done picked half the paint off the wall, sitting in the bed, bored, going like this, picking at stuff. She goes,
gee.
"Daddy," she goes, "can we paint my walls?" I said, "What do you mean paint your walls? I just painted them because no, I want to draw art on them." I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "But we got to paint them white first." So I was like, "You know what? I own the house. You only get to raise your kids once. You know what? As long as there's nothing inappropriate, have a blast with it.
Mm,
I'll come in and help you draw stuff." So
yeah.
I come in here and I painted all of her walls white. She wanted black. She wanted them black, and I wouldn't let her do it. So
Oh yeah.
we compromised. Now almost all of her furniture's black. Her
Mm,
trim's black. Her door's black. I painted it all black. Got all the walls white. Went got her these dark gray gothic curtains, blackout curtains for a room.
mhm.
And I'm like, "Well, go ahead and figure out what you want to draw on there." And she goes, "Actually, I want to put blacklight posters up." I'm like, "Make up your dang mind. Really. Please make up your mind. Make up my mind."
I need to find them. My mom had let me have them, but she had some 4 foot fluorescent black lights that were hers back in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Um, but I had them in my room, and what I was going to do, because they were just in one of those plain white light fixtures, and what
Yeah.
I was going to do is I was going to take small mirrors and I was going to glue them into that shroud to make it a lot more reflective. But I never did. But I don't know whatever happened to those. I'm sure my dad's got them packed away somewhere because I ended up leaving them there when I moved out.
Yeah. I bought her a real big black light. She's got like I want to say it's like almost 100 watts. I mean, that thing lights up his whole room,
Yeah.
but
What's up, BFA?
she never
How you
uses.
doing? Right.
I miss somebody coming in.
BFA, bank fishing.
Oh, what's up, Bank
Technician.
Fishing? It didn't
Yeah,
pop
I
up
think
on my thing.
I think a lot of us wanted our when we were growing up as kids, teenagers. I think a lot of us wanted to paint our rooms black, but our parents would never let us. Kind of glad for that too.
Yeah, my parents never let me do nothing like it. But like I told my daughter, I said, "You ain't gonna find a cooler dad than me. You ain't."
Hmm.
When she said something about paint drawing all over her walls, because she don't live with me. She lives.
Hmm.
She comes over on the weekends and stuff. But she at her other house, she's like, "Lulu," because that's her caretaker. She's like, "Lulu, can I draw on the walls?"
Hmm.
She goes, "Do you want to live here?" She goes, "I don't play that. You're not drawing on the walls." And she said, she called me up and she's like, "Your daughter's going to call you and ask you, can she draw on her walls over there
Uh,
and paint on them?" I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "I don't see why not." It ain't like
Right.
I can't cover it up.
Right. Well, after painting, taping off and painting and doing all that stuff at my old house, yeah, I that's a pain in the ass. A lot of people they won't tape off their trim and stuff like that, but I taped off all my trim, everything around the window and all that. Yeah, I mean, that's a freaking lot of work. And then putting down, the drop cloths and all that. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
lot of
lot of
good
work.
work.
I mean, I've done it. I used to be a professional painter, so I'm used to doing it, but it's still a lot of work. But
Mhm.
I'm trying to cater to her needs to keep her happy, and
Yeah.
it's driving me insane because I tell you what, she wants some crazy stuff. She keeps on changing her mind every day. I mean, she's got stickers all over her walls right now that don't make no sense. Got a whole bunch of like spooky looking skulls and the rapper Little Peep, and then she's got ACDC on this wall, and then right there is one of my stickers. Bam. I'm
Mm,
like, did you just decide to stick stickers everywhere?
damn. I don't know
I
what
heard
that
that.
was. Did you
I
hear
heard
that?
that. Yes, I heard that one.
That was
I
right
heard
on.
that one.
That was like right underneath the bridge.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't know.
I think they're waking up.
That might have been a catfish too.
Yeah, I think
I
they're waking up.
might wiggle my baits a little and see if I can entice something.
Duggar, how's it going, brother?
What's up, Duggar? The good old alien mugger.
Yep, that's it. He's the only alien I like.
Yeah. I like Paul. Are you kidding me? Now this one's hung up.
Now I was afraid you was gonna do that as soon as you started moving them baits.
Yeah. Didn't know there's anything out there to get hung up on.
Oh, there's always a snag. And if your luck's anything like mine is, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Do you got any sticks laying around where you're at?
No, not really.
I was gonna say take a stick after you get that unhooked or whatever, unsnagged. Take you a stick and put it in the water and wiggle
Okay.
around a little bit like a fish would swim, swimming back and forth and splash a little bit. It'll draw fish towards that area. And they'll have to go past your baits to see what's going on.
Now there ain't really any way to get down to the water here either.
Ah, well, I'm not gonna tell you to wiggle the top of your rod in there. So
Um, oh, I got it. I got it loose. All right.
cool.
That's funny. I pulled the hell out of it and it won't come loose. I
I
put
gotta
a
let my
glove,
cat in here.
I put my glove on and barely tug on it and it comes loose.
You want in? Come on. You're knocking at the door. Well, come on. We're out, in or out. In or out, baby. What you doing? You wanna come up here and say hi? You wanna come up here and say hi? Come here. Well, come here. You wanna say hi to everybody? Oh, don't run, you booger. Well, come here. No, you're not eating my fishing rod. You made that up. Made that up.
Like
You
that.
wanna come here and say hi to everybody? Huh? You wanna come up here and see the fishing rods? You seem to love on mine all the time.
But
Duggar said float a bait.
do what?
Duggar said float a bait. If they're coming up close or whatever, or up top, if you got a bait floating, it'd be better.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't even think I have any bobbers on me. I've got my slip float, my slip bobbers, but I don't have any bobber stops.
Yeah, my cat decided to jump up here and join us. Say
Hmm.
hi. Where you going, Callie? As soon as I say something, she runs off.
I was
She's
wondering who you were talking to.
My daughter brought a cat over here. She asked us if we can have a cat. And I told her, yeah. She's like, well, I'll take care of it, Daddy. I'll make sure I take care of it. I'm like, okay. She said, so I'm going to stay over for a couple weeks to make sure she gets settled in and everything's okay. I'm like, all right. Spilt my coffee a little bit. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. But she's out of school. She does homeschooling. And she's like, I'm going to stay over there. She come over for 2 days, then bounced.
Nice.
But yes, we've gotten attached to that. And I'm not a cat person. I've never been a cat person in my life. But I tell you what, we've got 3 of them now. We took in a stray it's her stray. This thing's all beat up. It looks like it's got mange. It's all chewed up because it fights every day. And he comes to the door whining. And as soon as he walks in the door, first thing he does is strut through the house like he's somebody. He walks right back to my daughter's door and starts hollering hello. And
That's funny.
you can hear him from down the street hollering, hello, hello, hello. I'm like, she's
Mm,
not here. And then he'll come in there in the living room and go in and get something to eat. And then he'll come in there and just sit in a chair and chill, do nothing.
right. I love cats. I've had cats pretty much all my life.
Yep. I tell you what, she's a sweetheart. Well, she's a traitor. She's a traitor. The first month that she was here, she slept at my feet every night. She'd sit at the bottom of the bed and whine until I told her she can come up there. Then she'd get up there and lay on top of my feet, which I felt sorry for because my feet stink. But
That-
she that's where she wanted to be. And then all of a sudden she stopped coming in there. And then it's like now she follows my wife around like a puppy. Seriously. I don't know if she could sense that my wife, her health issues or whatever.
yeah.
But anytime my wife goes anywhere, if she goes downstairs to do laundry, she follows her to the steps. If she's in that bedroom laying down watching TV, that cat's in there with her. And that cat will go in there, lay at her feet, and go to sleep. The second I walk in there climbing that bed, she gets up.
Uh,
Get out of that bed and leave the room. I'm like, what are you doing? Get your butt back in here. Now I turn
that's
around and if my wife gets up, it's like even if it's on the days that she doesn't get out of bed, I can get in and out of bed 4 or 5 times and she won't budge. Let my
mhm,
wife touch the slightest little bit, she's up following her through the house.
yeah.
I'm like, you're a traitor, man.
Duggar, I've got bluegill and crappie and a piece of chicken on one.
Yeah, Tinkerbell, she's a beautiful cat. She honestly is. She's real beautiful. She's just a pain in my butt sometimes.
Hell, my Siamese Sasha, she was a traitor too. Um, she was my baby, and she was like that. She followed me everywhere. She was always, hell, she'd lay on my chest, lay on my lap, lay next to me. She was always there with me. And I got one of the cutest pictures of her. She had I had a coffee table that had a glass top on it. And I'm sitting there at the coffee table eating Chinese food one night. I had just gotten home with it, or it had just gotten delivered. I don't remember. But I'm sitting there about to get started eating, and all of a sudden she's standing right underneath that table with her face up by the glass, just looking up, like, "Where's mine? Where's mine?" But I got the cutest picture. But I mean, hell, she would walk around on she'd stand on my shoulders, or she'd lay across my shoulders behind my neck, or just lay on one shoulder, and she would stay there, and I'd walk around everywhere. I'd go out and sit on the porch. Hell, she'd go outside. She was indoor outdoor cat. I mean, she was a she was an abandoned cat, and I saved her. She was a pathetic, puny little thing when I found her, and we got her back to healthy and just beautiful as could be.
Yeah,
But yeah,
two of our three are strays. They said she was a stray when they got her, but I don't know if she was or not. But two of ours are.
yeah, she was my baby. And then when I ended up moving in with my ex, uh, hell, she, I mean, she was still my baby, but yeah, she was a traitor. She ended up spending most of her time in my ex's son, in the oldest, um, in his bed,
Yep.
like pain in the butt, and
Duggar
she was
wants to know
always
what
laying
you
with
got for
him.
bait.
Do what?
Duggar's asking what you got for bait.
Oh, I already answered that. I told him
No.
I got some bluegill, some crappie, and a piece of chicken.
Yeah, that's what she's doing right now. My wife just walked out of the bedroom. Now she's trying to figure out a way to get out the door.
This first time I'd seen her. I didn't get a look at her when you had her.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to come up here. Callie, Kiki, what you doing, puppy?
Oh, she's pretty.
Well, what up, puppy? You being
Mm,
camera shy? You being camera shy?
she is a
Yeah.
pretty girl.
Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's just a pain in the butt, man. She's a traitor.
Mm.
Like right now, she wants to go back to that door because she heard Mama running through the house. My wife can go sit in the kitchen table or kitchen chair right at the table, and she'll come up or start kneading at the chair, and she'll wait for my wife to tap her leg and say she can jump up there. She'll jump up in her lap, let her pet her and everything else for hours. I
Yeah.
do that to her. She looks at me and she goes, "What? You think I'm with you? You made that up." And she'll just walk off.
Mm.
The cutest one is my other stray, the one my daughter takes care of, the black one. He's
Yeah.
solid black. Well, he's black and gray because he's getting old.
Right.
But he's missing chunks of fur. He had maggots on his ear one day where he got in a big fight and he got infected, and
Oh
she about
damn.
had a heart attack over it. And we won't see that cat for 2 or 3 days. We'll not see it for
Mm.
2 or 3 days. She'll show up and she'll go out that front door and she'll go, J moo, 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 or something like that. And she makes these funny noises. And this cat will come running. I don't care if it's a half mile away. Will come at a full sprint to this door. She's been
Mm.
out putting the cat in the bathtub and wash it and everything else. He just lets her do whatever. He does not care. She was into the gothic scene for a while, so she wanted one of these gothic chokers. And it was
Mm.
pink. It was a pink, and it's got like a heart, a pentagram, or something on it. And so she got that, and she goes, "I'm gonna go get my choker for J Mood." And I looked at him. I said, "Run, buddy, just run." And he's just sitting in the chair going, "I can't run. She wants to love on me." And she walked in there. She went to put a choker on, and he just stood there like this, like, "Go ahead, if that's what you want to do." I'm like, yeah, "That's amazing. That's amazing."
Had to break me out another bottle of water.
Yeah, I've got to go to Kroger and pick up these hydrating drinks. They're called Booze or something like that. Vase. They're made by
Hydrating.
they're made by Bang. I thought they was energy drinks, but they're not. They're just like a flavored vitamin water.
Yeah.
And I bought them one day, and I was like, "Man, these taste good. I like these."
Mm.
Well, they're normally like a buck, like $2 a piece. I think what they're for is part of the whole Bang energy drink process because energy drinks dehydrate you. So you drink one of
Right.
their energy drinks and then you drink one of these to rehydrate. And
Mm.
I drank one the other day because I mean I was out there working for like 4 or 5 hours just sweating and I was
Yeah.
all dehydrated and I drank that and I felt like a new person. Like man, it
Huh.
made me feel good. Well, I went into Kroger's yesterday and they got them for a quarter a piece.
Oh damn.
I'm like, is there a limit on these? I told
Huh.
my wife, I said, I need to get back up here. I'm about 300 of them. You stock them in the corner. They're good for fishing trips. I'm getting the door. She's laying upside down with her paws underneath the door trying to get it open because Mama's in the other room.
Yeah, my cat, she used to, she loved her front paws, and a lot of cats don't like their paws messed with, but hell, especially their front ones. But she did not mind. She actually loved when I just lay there and play with her paws and pet them. And clipping her nails was never a problem. She just lay there and let me clip them. Hell,
Huh.
Abby the cat, uh, my parents' cat, shoot. she will fight tooth and nail. She will attack me if I try to clip her. I've been able to do it a couple times. I tried doing it the other night, and she was a pain in the ass. I was only able to get two of them clipped. But yeah, some cats, it's not fun. I'm trying to mess with her paws more and more just to let her get, try to get her comfortable. But you know, I'll pet her paw and she'll go pull her leg back. Damn. You know what? I really wish I had I mean, I could do it, but I'd have to carry the light over there and everything else. But carry one of these rods over there and whip my bait underneath that bridge and then walk back over here with the rod.
Yeah.
Get my bait directly under that bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would change anything, but be worth a
Be
try.
surprised. I've always done real good around bridges.
Yeah,
I've always around them.
I always hear everybody talking about that, and I assume it's just because of the plankton and all the other stuff that attaches to it. Then the bait fish are going after that, and then the catfish are going after the bait fish.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But that's where hell, growing up, my dad and my friend's dad, they'd always go out in the middle of the night to go after the crappie and the sand bass, and they'd always anchor up right by the highway bridge.
Yeah.
Right underneath it.
Well, my dad used to dive when I was younger. He used to dive. Willow just come in the house. Dream said he would do it. He'd go over cast underneath the bridge.
What's up, Willow?
My dad, when he was younger, he used to dive off a bridge over here called Second Street Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 150, 200-foot drop.
Oh, hell no.
Him and his buddies used to dive off of it. And they did this all the time and everything else. Well, one day he come home and he was white as a ghost. And I was only like 9 years old. And I asked him, I said, "What's wrong, Dad?" I said, "You get hurt diving?" He goes, "Nope, I won't do it no more."
I think I heard this story before.
He's like, "There's fish down there big enough to eat me." And then he wouldn't let me go nowhere near the water. Nowhere near the water. He'd freak out like Jaws was in there or something. It was crazy. Well, I know whatever he saw scared him that bad. It had to be something.
Yeah.
And that was right underneath the bridge. He said they don't move. They just lay there and wait for the bait to swim past them and open their mouths.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Willow? Thanks for coming in. And George, I would consider it if it wasn't already 12:30 at night and hadn't been out here all day. Hell, if it was 70, 80 degrees right now, I'd stay for hours longer probably. And I'd probably walk over there with my light, and hell, I might take two rods over there and try it. But the fact that I'm going to be in this here pretty soon and packing up, like I said, it's good that I was able to pull up right here, because the only thing I had to unload was my net and the rod rack. So the only thing I got to do to leave is reel my rods in. I'll pull the sinkers off the sinker slides and put the rack back in the back of the truck. And I got to rearrange a couple things. But other than that, I'll be ready to hit the road and go. Won't get home until freaking after 2:00 in the morning, but what good is it to go out and fish for quite a while if you don't stay out? I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to say, but
ain't no sense of traveling as far as you did just to fish for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of along the lines of what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well make the best of it.
Yeah. Steve Lope coming back out of hiding again. What's going on?
Yeah, I done told my wife. I said when I go to down there, Wolf Creek Dam, it's right there by the Tennessee border. I told her, I said, well, expect me to be gone for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get back to work right now. If I can get back on, I told them, I said, I can only work Monday through Thursday because they want to work us 7 days a week, 10-hour shifts. And I told them, I physically can't do it no more.
Hmm.
with my body being the way it is and me having the shutdowns that I'm having in the neural problems. I said, I can't do 70 hours. I said, I'll
Right.
do 40 and that's about it. And they're like, well, we'll still try to get you in for that. That's not a problem. I told her, I said, I might take off on Thursday and not come back till Monday
Hmm.
because I'll go down there and I'll leave out of here Thursday night. It's a 24-hour parking lot, and I'll go
Yeah.
down and park. Can't catch sturgeon during at night, but from what I was told, they don't
Hmm.
bite. Um, I've seen them bite before at night, but they said you can't catch them at night. But I'll go
Hell,
down there, get down there about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll fish all day. And then right about 2 hours before the sun sets, I'll start heading towards Big Mike.
you'll start what?
Heading towards Big Mike,
Mm.
either or over towards Jody or
Yeah.
somewhere around there. Because I mean they're right there in Tennessee.
Right.
Couple more hours. And the reason why I said Big Mike though is because uh, where the dam that Big Mike was fishing at last
Yeah.
is actually 40 minutes from my uncle's house.
Okay. That's not
I
bad.
told my wife, I said, I'll just go fish all day and all night, and then when I get tired, I'll drive to my uncle's house, crash out, and I'll come back and make another trip on the way home.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a bad way to think about it.
Now, especially at $4 a gallon right now for gas. Might
Yeah.
as well get my money's worth.
Yeah. I gave 2.92 the other day at Costco.
Must be nice.
Well, Costco is the cheapest place around. You got to have membership, but um, yeah, I got it for 2.92. Otherwise, it's over. Uh, and for we got 100% gas, and then we got the E10 blended,
Yeah.
uh, the ethanol gas. The ethanol gas is it's up there at three. See, 7-Eleven was like 3.19 the other day when I drove past it. So I was down there by Costco, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going there. I'm getting it." And you don't see that they don't post their gas prices because oh, maybe I was just seeing things. I don't know if I thought I saw my rod move,
I
but
thought I saw some wiggle too
oh,
on the. If
oh,
you did,
oh,
right there. There you go. Get him. Get him. Get him.
ah, oh, leave it there and see if. God dang it!
Yeah, yeah, he only pulled in a few feet, so yeah, he might come after it.
Yeah, I think I pulled it in a little more than a few feet, but he might.
Now, there's no chance that your bait's covering the hook, is it?
No, trying to remember what's on that one. No, that's that crappie head. No, I got it hooked right through the mouth, through the top of the head.
Yeah, he's probably short biting it. Then he's just grabbing the bottom of it and then getting it in his mouth all the way.
Yeah. Yep, he's probably just grabbing the end of it. Bastard.
Start making you some stinger rigs.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I've
Hey,
done it in the past.
I had to start using them over at the river because all the fish, over here for some reason wanted to do short bites. So it
Hmm.
it it tripled up what I was catching. I mean, almost every bite was a hookup. So
Yeah, I've done it in the past, but it's been a while since I've done that. Mhm.
yeah, I want to have Dream said something about carp fishing over there in the UK. It's like you leave on Friday and you come back on Sunday. That's how my normal catfish trip used to be. I'd take off. We'd be gone. Went out and been gone for almost a week straight. I wish I could do that again, but I'm getting too old for that.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
can't.
Froggy.
Froggy.
What's up,
Yeah,
Froggy?
I can't stay up 4 or 5 days straight no more. I mean, I probably could if I was fishing because I don't get tired when I go fishing.
Yeah. Hell, it starts warming up. I'll be back to doing all nighters again.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna be doing no all night lives, but oh, you never know. But yeah, I'll be pulling some all nighters. But yeah, I plan on um, finding a lake, find a lake somewhere. Like this lake has cabins that I can rent. Um, I'll even take out my tent as long as it warm. When it's warmed up, where it's not cold overnight. I could sleep in a sleeping bag on the. Well, I wouldn't want to sleep on an air mattress in the cold. That'll make all that air underneath me cold. But yeah, I'll either rent a cabin or set up a tent and just come out and camp for a weekend and just do nothing but fish.
Yeah, the last time I did anything like that, I didn't camp out or nothing. I just pulled up to the bank like I normally do, like at my spot, and I got that big, like I wear a fold out chair, and I'll put my bait alarms. I've actually got bait alarms that are real alarms or whatever, real loud, and I'll
Yeah,
put those on there, and I'll just sit there and fall asleep in the chair.
right. Duggar, no, I have not ever. This is only the second time I've ever fished this lake, and this is the first time I've fished this spot. And last time I was out here, I only got 2 bites, and so far I still have not caught a fish yet out here. But as we can tell, they are here. They just aren't cooperating. Yeah, the fish just still flopping around over there. I don't know if that's carp or what.
I don't know. You've had some good bites tonight, though, for real. You honestly have.
Yeah,
It's been a pretty active night. I mean, even though you ain't hooking up, at least you're getting action. You're not sitting
yeah,
out there watching, staring at the rods and going, "Hey, I got uh, bugs landing on my line."
right.
That's how you know it's a bad night when you go out there and you get like dragonflies and stuff fly up and spiders making webs on your rods. You know
Oh
you're
yeah,
having a bad night.
I've had plenty of I've had plenty of nights where I've been out there and I've got freaking spider webs streaming off my damn line.
Yeah, you know you got a bad night because you ain't getting no bites then. At least yours is bouncing around a little bit.
Yeah,
So you know there's fish in there, especially in the area you're in now.
yeah. Maybe I should have just started out over here. Who knows? I might have already had some fish.
Either that or knowing your luck, they're just waking up.
Yeah.
They're just waking up.
What
The
the
water's
hell?
just now starting to warm back up because it's been so cold.
Yeah. Oh, damn bird. I heard that and I was like, what the hell? Because it let out its first screech and it was really loud and crazy. No, part of it, I'm standing on I should have just left the truck directly behind the rods and just set up the tripod right behind them. But I wanted to be a little off to the side of it. So, the rods
Yeah.
were in a little better view.
Yeah, it makes it a lot better because you can actually see the rods when they get a good takedown.
Right. And
That's
that's why I did it.
that's what I've been trying to do on my lives. I try to angle them where it ain't no sense of seeing from the straight angle like this because then you can't even see the takedown really. You can tell you're
Yeah.
getting a bite, but you can't really see the takedown.
Right. Well, I need to, times like this, turn the phone around and use the front facing camera.
Now here's a
Um,
question: Is there
what's
any
that?
is there any like street lights or anything around?
No, no, this is there's a campground back behind me and it's pretty much pitch black except for some marker lights on some of these our travel trailers and stuff.
Hmm.
And other than that, no, it's pitch black. There's street lights, if you look across the water, there's all kinds of lights over there, but nothing over here.
I wonder if your light's affecting it any
Affecting what?
the bite because I noticed
Oh,
that in my spot where I go to, there's no lights nowhere.
mhm.
The only light you get is moonlight, and that's it. I mean, when the lights are turned off, you can't see. I mean, literally, you can't see 6 inches in front of your face. You try to walk 6 inches, and you're gonna walk into something. It's that
Right.
dark. And
Mm,
I've noticed that when my lights are shining towards the water too much, I don't get no bites.
yeah. Well,
And
I
I
got this. I got this one light, and it's pointed at an angle from, it's aimed the same angle towards the rods as the phone is,
yeah,
and mostly my baits
based
are,
on the other direction. Yeah,
yeah, the baits that are getting hit are definitely in the other direction.
yeah, I've noticed that a lot on mine. I'm getting to the point to where I'm starting to go put my light. I'm trying to find a better angle for my light to where it's facing the rods from the water facing upward at an angle or whatever. That way, it lights up the rods, but it don't reflect in the water.
Right.
'Cause I honestly believe that. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for so many years. Now,
What up,
Cass,
Skelly? What's going on, Skelly? And
anything?
Duggar's so happy to hear that, man. I know,
What's
like
up?
you said, it's a long road, but man, there's already been major improvements that, hopefully she's in the clear.
Yeah,
Or
we're all praying, Duggar, for
hopefully she's
sure.
getting above that, you know, out of the woods
Yeah,
where there's no fear of her not coming out of the hospital.
yeah,
And that's the
definitely,
worst part of it.
definitely. Yeah, we ain't stopped praying for you, bud, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. I did I meant to mention earlier, I was thinking about it, and I was gonna mention it. Now, if you go to Walmart, now I don't know if they'd be on clearance at other Walmarts everywhere around, because every Walmart puts different stuff on clearance. Um, but they've got these Ozark Trail little they've got them labeled marked as like tent tent lamps. They're
Yeah,
they come in a 4 pack, and there's four different colors of them, but they shine in plain white, blue, red, and green, and they've got a remote control with them, and they're AAA powered. Now I've got a small shed at the house, one of those like 7x7 plastic ones.
yeah,
Um, got that out of at the house, so I can. My dad put it together so I can keep some of my stuff in there. Um, but I bought them. They had them on clearance at Walmart for $7. I bought a pack of them yesterday, and they say they're only 120 lumens. But boy, I went ahead and put all four of them in the shed, and I will tell you now. You can touch them. They're kind of like those touch lights that you put underneath the cabinet or something. You just reach up and push it, and it turns on.
yeah.
Now you can do that with these, but it also comes with the remote control. But I'll tell you, man, those four lights in there, I can walk in there right now if I was at home, turn it on, and I can see just plain as day bright in there. So if you happen to see them at Walmart and they've got them on sale, buy them because they'd even be a good backup for fishing. Just for like I said, I only gave $7 for them. I'm thinking about going ahead and going and buying another set or two just to have.
I wish
Keep
I knew
one.
where my light was at. I just made a light the other day, and I can't think of where I put it at.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, my wife bought me a bunch for my birthday, but I had bought those almost like the lights that Epic uses, but these were
Right.
cheap dollar store lights, and man, they are super super bright, and they take two AA batteries, and they'll
Right.
last 25 to 30 hours with the first set of batteries, and that's just cheap batteries.
Hmm.
And I tell you what, they'll almost light up the whole bank with just
Right.
one or two of them. And
And you just running
I
them up the length of the rod.
well, no, I wasn't even doing that. I've got the rechargeable light bulbs that you can get, the actual
Yeah.
house lights, emergency lights. I had
Hmm.
those, and that's what I normally use for my lives. Well, I had one of them that stopped working completely, wouldn't charge, and it wouldn't light up. So I took it apart and I just bundled them up and stuck them inside there, and it's blue. And I tell you what, if I had it right now, that I'm trying to think of what I did with it. I could turn off his light and light up his black light poster from across the room and
Hmm.
light myself up, and it looks, I mean, it's bright as can be. I told my
Yeah.
wife that if it runs for 25 hours like that, that's going to be my new rod lights. Because
Yeah.
if it'll light up the black light poster, make it glow like a black light, then it's going to make them rods look real good, and it's super super bright.
Hmm. Duggar, I'm sorry to hear about the setback, man. But I really hope that like you said, they say that happens, and yeah, I really hope that it's just a minor setback that they're able to keep her, you know, keep some progress moving back forward and get her back to straight recovery and out of there,
Yeah, no
back
doubt.
home with it, back home with her baby.
Yeah, I know how that is. I mean, when you got somebody you care about and love, and my wife had a major stroke about 4 years ago, or no, 6 years ago,
Damn.
and she was in the hospital for like 9 days, and then they put her in
Mhm.
rehab for about 12 days. And the only reason why she got out as soon as she did is because we got lucky. Uh, I noticed it when she was first having the stroke, and I got her straight to the ER, and they sent her to one of the hospitals here that happens to have one of the world renowned neurosurgeons.
Mhm.
Uh, he went into surgery. He had her in surgery within 2 hours of her start having her stroke, and he showed us, imaging of her brain as during the stroke and then after. And
Mhm.
that's the only reason why she's in the shape she's in now. Because if it had been an extra 25, 30 minutes or went to the wrong hospital,
Right.
it would have been horrible. My
Yeah.
my best friend had a stroke like the same exact stroke she had, and he didn't make it. So,
Oh
and
damn.
that was because they took him to the wrong hospital. He didn't
Yeah.
get proper treatment. It's a
How?
slow process of healing, but it works.
Yeah.
But
How old was she when she had that stroke?
how old was you, baby? 30, 40, what?
I don't remember. Probably
About
42.
about 42, 43.
Damn, that's young to be having major stroke like that.
She's done had what, 5 heart attacks?
I've I've had I've had 3 heart attacks, 5 TAs, which are mini strokes, and then I had my major stroke.
Yep.
Jesus. Well,
And
glad to hear you.
Yeah, and then I have spinal surgery, and I have a blood disorder that causes me to produce blood clots, and I had one in my heart. 2 times I went and got it tested to see if it had gotten small or anything, and the 2 times I got tested, they said that I'll be on blood thinners for the rest of my life.
Jesus. Well, glad to
Yes.
hear you at least in a manageable,
Yeah,
healthy state.
summertime to go fishing. I
Yeah.
can't do it because unless I'm in the shade, because it'll cause me to have another stroke.
Yeah.
Then-
Where I found that out the hard way that heat causes her strokes, and
Oh yeah.
reason why we found that out is I had a buddy that fishes bass tournaments down at Tuckahoe Lake, and he asked me to come out because I said something about going fishing. He's like, "Well, if you come out, I'll take the kids out on the boat for about 30, 40 minutes and just ride them around." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Cool, they'd love to do that," you know. And we showed up, and we was out there fishing, and we was talking about that time. Whole side of her face started drooping. I'm like, "We got to get out of here."
Well, I told you
Yeah.
my hand wasn't working,
Yeah,
and I felt like it, and my face drooped.
Well, with them blood thinners, I don't think the heat is good for that either.
don't give
Probably.
up hope, Duggar, because I tell you what, it's a painful stretch. It's a painful stretch. But if you're seeing any improvement at all, then definitely have faith. Because I tell you right now, the difference between my best friend, the one that didn't have a good outcome, and my wife, she started slowly having improvements, and it just gets better and better and better. Now she probably will sleep a lot. The more she sleeps, the better she'll heal. That's what the neurosurgeon told me because the brain can heal faster. But yeah, if you're seeing any improvement at all, that's great. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna
Yeah.
be okay.
Well, my uncle, uh, he had a bad stroke back, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. And, he had bad. Hell, it might have been over 20 years ago. I don't remember when it was, but um, he had real bad limp with one of his legs. Um, he never had. I don't think he had trouble with the droopy face or anything, but yeah, like his leg and maybe one of his arms too. I don't remember, but
Yeah,
That was mine.
it goes the whole side of you.
That was mine. I've had two strokes, two minor strokes when I was younger, and it took out my whole right side. I
yeah,
couldn't stand, I couldn't walk, or nothing else. So
right.
yeah, it's horrible. But
Uh,
yeah, I
he
mean,
he's gotten
Duggar
better
said
over
about
the
the way she
years.
talks. Duggar said something about the way she's talking gives him hope. Her first what three
Damn,
four
dude.
first 3 or 4 months home, the
Mm,
words you couldn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. So my son went to give me a phone number, and it took me a half an
Her
hour
to
to write that number down because I couldn't. My mind and everything
Yeah.
wasn't. I couldn't do it.
But every day it gets better and better and better and better. So
yeah. Well,
I got
like
faith, brother. I got faith.
he's my uncle. He's gotten a lot of his mobility back, and you notice he's still got a limp, but it's nowhere like it used to be. So I mean, it just takes a lot of time and healing. But Duggar, that's awesome that her oxygen levels
Yeah, that's
back up.
real good. Real good.
Well, guys, Troy, I definitely appreciate you coming up. I've enjoyed the company. It's been great.
Real good, brother.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting here getting a butt workout leaning on the tailgate from all the shivering. But the bite, I mean, I've had a little bit of a bite, but the fish just aren't happening. So if it was
Hey.
another month or so from now, and it was nice and warm in the middle of the night,
Yep.
well, things might be different. But I mean, things would be different. But yeah, I got plenty of bait, but I ain't got plenty of energy to sit out here in this cold.
I
I
don't
could
blame
go,
you, brother. I don't blame you.
I could actually turn the truck sideways and leave the tripod sitting next to the door and let the heater run. But then that's just wasting fuel. And I'm just
Yep.
not that. I'm not that set on catching a damn fish.
Plus, not to mention the fact by the time you get out of your car, the bite would stop anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, hell, I walk 6 feet over to the damn rods and the bite stops.
Either that or you lose a rod.
Right.
That's all
Well, unless it's some kind of monster fish, I ain't gonna lose no rod out of these rod holders. That's a good thing about this setup. Like I said, with it propped up against this guardrail, there's a lot of stability in it now. That's why I got to go ahead and make those braces for the legs. But yeah, that's all right. But yeah, um, I'm gonna make you small again. Do my usual goodbyes.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and dip out then. That way you can go ahead and do your stuff. Everybody in chat, thank you for keeping us company while we sit here and watch Dan's rods bounce and do a little dance or whatever. And I'll catch y'all later.
All right, so I appreciate you coming up, buddy.
No problem.
Not a problem. Hey, what's up, Mr. Epic? You come in at quitting time. Yep. We've had some bites tonight. Just haven't had any hookups. Sucks. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, but haven't had any hookups, which really sucks. But it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and my phone says 55 now. Which standing around in just t-shirt and hoodie and jeans, I'm freezing my ass off, and there's really no wind at all. But yeah, I'm gonna take the next. I don't know. Take me 10 minutes to get the rods reeled in, get the baits off, get the weights off, get everything packed back in the bed of the truck, and I will be out of here. I'm gonna get my truck warming up. But I want to say thanks to everybody. That's all right, Tim. You didn't miss a whole lot. Just some good company. But man, I appreciate every last one of you being here, hanging out with us. We've been going on this second segment for 2.5 hours. Had a pretty good steady crowd. upwards of 17 and 19 people. But I'm going to pack it in. I'm going to call it a night. I still got a little over an hour drive back home. So I don't know, Hogleg or somebody might be live, so I can pop in and let everybody know I made it home safe. But with that said, thanks everybody, and love y'all for being here. And I will talk to you guys here soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye.